Hola, comadre, compadre, and comextre, and welcome to the new moon workshop of February. I am excited about this new moon, especially because this month is there's just a lot of movement towards loving yourself and really working towards your goals. And so I'm happy to be a part of your journey. So if you're coming across this, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey as well. And for you being a part of mine. So yeah, before we dive in, I will quickly do my reminder of who I am and what this is all about. Hola, my name is Cristal, and I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach. And I just like to bring on tools that help me stay in alignment with the best version of myself in hopes that these tools also help you. And so if you're coming across this, you're more than welcome to stay. If not, that's okay. But please share this. There might be someone in your life who needs to hear this. And quick recap of what to expect for the rest of the workshop. So we'll be doing some tarot insight just to see what's going on, what's the collective energy that's going on with this new moon. And then from there, we'll be channeling messages. So any messages that comes through or anything that spirit wants me to mention, I'll bring it up. Because this is a collective reading, I highly encourage you to take what you like and leave the rest. Please don't force a message. If something does not resonate, that's okay. That's because it's not meant for you, but it is meant for someone. Um, so we'll do that. And then at the end, we'll do a little guided meditation that I like to do to help me set those intentions for the month ahead, for the next lunar cycle. And so yeah, and then we'll be done and you go on and have an amazing day. This is a donation-based workshop, so pay what you can, and may all of the abundance be returned to you 10 times. I also set the intention with all of my videos that even if the message does not resonate right now, it will resonate eventually at one point. All my messages are timeless. So if you come across this at any point, even if it's not February, even if it's not a new moon anymore, there's still a message for you. So yeah, let's dive in. I like to get grounded before I do the messages just because I like to open myself up to give the message and I like you to be open to receive the message. So I like to do the 3 3 3s, and that means you inhale for 3 seconds, you hold for 3 seconds, and exhale for 3 seconds. But I also need you to do more than just breathe. When you inhale, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in love, light, positivity, fire and butterflies, all those good things. And when you hold, I want you to imagine that all that energy is traveling from the top of your head down to the bottoms of your feet to the tips of your fingers. And then when you exhale, I want you to imagine that all of that energy is now leaving your body, but it's leaving with all of the the heaviness. Anything that's holding you down, holding you back, what's not serving you, all of that negative energy is just leaving your body. And so we'll do that 3 times. I'll walk you through it and then we'll dive in. All right. So go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold, release. Another deep breath in. Hold, release. Last one, make it count. Deep breath in. Hold and release. Okay. So let's see what's going on. Okay. So I am sensing that energy of there's lots of moving forward. However, there's a lot of people in the collective that are moving forward kind of blindly, like without really a plan in place or without really having an action plan. But you know, it's so interesting because it's not a bad thing. Like I also don't want you all to like, for those of you who don't have an action plan, to feel like, oh my God, like that's right, I don't have an action plan. Is this bad? Like, no. I think though, what spirit wants you to be aware of is that sometimes you have to be prepared for anything, and like, and I, again, don't go to the extreme of saying, okay, now I have to prepare through for a problem, say through Z. No, but having an action plan can sometimes absolutely help, especially with big goals. Because when we have a really big goal, we have to have little goals in place to get to that bigger goal. I'm hoping that makes sense. And so I'm really seeing like that where the collective energy is like, you have all of this amazing stuff you want to do. You just want to make a difference, and you want to make a difference in your life, and you want to make a difference in other people's lives, and yet it's like, but where do I start? So that's really what I'm seeing. And I love that this is coming up, because one thing that's coming up with that is, where do I start? It starts within. It absolutely starts within. And so I really do see that a lot of the collective energy really starting or has seen that. And so I'm proud of you, because that's all just having the awareness, just by simply having the awareness that you need to start within, makes a huge difference. And you'll start to see how that like creates a ripple effect. For many, I see new and something new, something starting something new. So maybe this is the first time you see a video like this and you're just like, what's this all about? Or maybe there's that newness of, okay, I've been trying this, it's not working, so I got to try something different. And so I see a lot of those opportunities coming up. Just take them. Just take those opportunities. Don't hold yourself back, because I really do see that there's this mentality of, I have these things I need to accomplish. And when we do that, like when we have tunnel vision, and then we don't see how sometimes there's other opportunities that can help boost our journey a little further. So this is a lot of the energy I'm feeling with this new moon. I'm really feeling a lot of people trying something new, really trying to look at it differently. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about that. So let's ask Spirit, what is the current energy with this new moon? What is it that this new moon is inviting us to really look at inwards to set those intentions for our manifestations, for what we want to make come into fruition? What is the current energy of the familia? What is the current energy? Okay. So we got the Two of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles underneath the deck. So the current energy that I'm really feeling here with the Two of Swords is, again, what I was just talking about. It's, you have, like, there's decisions that have to be made, there's goals that you want to do, and there's things that you're just like, okay, I know I need to get this done, and I know I need to move forward with it. And the Two of Swords is talking about that protection, because there's also so much still, like, what I'm really seeing this is, a lot of people have their egos who are preventing them from taking that that fresh start, or taking that next step, or pushing the envelope a little further. And the Two of Swords is really talking about that decision, and those how can I put it? Many people can feel overwhelmed, especially when it's just to make a simple decision, and it gets overwhelming, and the first thing that we all want to do when that happens is to just shut down. um she's covering, this person right here is covering their heart chakra, is covering that protection, because again, that's telling me there's been pain in the past, there's been disappointment, there's been times in your life where you're like, yes, I was trying to make my goals, I was trying to make things happen, and then something happened and it hurt, and it just didn't work out. So So that's the current energy that I'm feeling with a lot of the collective with this new moon is we do want to have goals. We do want to have those intentions set in place. And yet it's scary and hard because what if it doesn't happen? What if this isn't for me? What if, and like I really sense a lot of questioning of the what ifs and what ifs and what ifs. But with the Eight of Pentacles underneath the deck, it's that reminder. And I've said this, this is a theme that I've really been seeing a lot with a lot of my sessions. You are the co-creator of your life. You get to co-create it. And you get to then stand proud of it. I'm also hearing right now that you need to remind yourself when things do not work out for you, it's not anything about you. It's not because you failed. It's not because you didn't try hard enough. It's not because you did something wrong. It's not because you're not good. It's because it wasn't meant for you. Every rejection is for your protection. Every redirection is for your protection. And so I really want to emphasize this with this new moon is that if you have this um amazing goal in front of you and you're just like, I want to get this done. I know like this is my goal. Like I want to, buy the house. I want to find the partner. I want to lose the weight. I want to just get more money. Like whatever it is. Like because everyone has different goals and this is again collective reading. But a lot of it has to do with you have to be able to work through that discomfort because again, the goals that you have, they're great and they're wonderful, but you also have to put the work towards it. And that fear of rejection, that fear of abandonment, that fear of failing, it's stopping you from taking the next step. So this is a lot of the energy that I'm really feeling right now with this new moon is that we are preventing ourselves from taking those next steps. And a lot of that is our ego. A lot of that is our fear. A lot of that is um those low vibrational emotions that we've picked up on during our life, during traumas, during life, literally. So I'm really seeing that this is really affecting a lot of us. Um, so let's ask spirit, what do we how do we need to bring our goals and intentions into fruition? So because clearly, I'm seeing here again, there's that protection, there's that fear, there's those low vibrational emotions that are keeping us. Um, but let's ask spirit about what it is that we can do to bring in the the intentions and bring in the goals to come into fruition. So how do we bring in our goals and intentions? Like what can we do to work on in order to get past this um our ego? What do we need to do to get past our ego? There you go, spirit. That's the question. What do we need to do to get past our ego? What is it that we need to do? What can we focus on? We got the Nine of Pentacles with the King of Cups underneath the deck, the Throne of Movement. Ah, I love this. Okay, so this is gonna sound a little harsh, but you know this. I'm always saying this with love. I'm not saying this to be mean or to say anything, but I say this with love. There is a lot of energy in the collective that there's that mentality of someone's going to solve it for you or someone or there's this magic pill that you need to take or there's this ability of you just if you do this then this is going to happen. um yeah, this is a harsh reality. That's not how it works. The Nine of Pentacles is all about self-sufficiency. It all starts with you. It's hard because when you have lost trust in yourself or when you have lost faith in yourself or when you have lost the ability to see yourself as the person that can solve the problem or get out of the situation or whatever it is, it's really hard to get past this not being able to be self-sufficient. But spirit really wants you to see this. No one's going to save you. No one's going to come in, and those goals you want to make happen, those goals are not just going to happen just like that. Like, yes, your spirit team and your higher power is absolutely doing everything in the background to help you, but at the end of the day, you have to be the one that puts in the work. So, what I mean by that is, perfect example I'm getting right now. I just it's so funny because this one keeps coming up a lot with a lot of the energy, especially in February, about love. For those of you who are manifesting a partner, for those of you who are manifesting a healthier relationship, for those of you who are manifesting your marriage or your relationship to work out, you need to do more than just manifest. You also then need to look within and say, okay, what do I need to do to fix? What do I need to do to change? What can I create? What can I bring in to amplify the healing for this relationship? Or how can I bring in a partner? Because the thing is, you sitting down and just waiting for it to get better isn't that's it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to put in the effort. You have to put in the work. You have to put it in yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. You can go to um you can go to as many places you can. You mean, but if you don't, this is what I'm hearing. If you keep trying to manifest a partner by going to other energy healers or going to other readers or going to therapy or going to retreats, like I'm really this, again, very specific, that's all wonderful, and keep doing that, but you have to also do the work when you're not there. So for example, we'll use me as an example. I'm telling you, okay, if you want to manifest your partner with this new moon, absolutely, let's make it happen, and I'm going to help you and I'll give you the tools and all this jazz. Now, after this video is done, you then have to continue doing the work. That means you then have to see, okay, if I want to bring in this partner, what do I need to do to be ready for this partner? Because when we are manifesting something, we also have to be on ourselves ready. So if I'll use myself as an example. If I want to manifest another partner, because I have so many. If I want to manifest a partner, I also have to look at, am I ready for this partner? If this partner was if this amazing person is to come into my life, am I ready to have an amazing person in my life? Am I healthy myself? Am I did my unhealthy toxic behaviors, have they gone away? Are they still there? And those unhealthy toxic behaviors are the jealousy, are the codependency, are the neediness. Because we all have those. No one's perfect. No one's absolutely perfect. And we have to work on those things about us, because if we're not there, then how can we expect our fruition to come true? And so that's what spirit really wants you to start seeing. If you want your manifestations to happen, you got to put in the work within yourself first. You got to do the work in you. You got to you got to go in. You got to do it. You have to. And so y- you got to you got to do the work. And so that's really what I'm seeing with the 9 of Pentacles, and then with the King of Cups underneath the deck, it's that throne of movement, and again, it's because you gotta do the movement, you gotta move forward, you gotta do and Cups really is a lot about emotions, so this is also talking about you gotta move through your emotions. If you are manifesting out of desperation, that right there is a sign that you need to reevaluate and start manifesting differently, because when we manifest out of desperation, that's a low vibration. Like that's not gonna help you really be able to set the tone in a higher vibration. So first question I think I'm hearing is, if this is your goal, you need to ask yourself, why is this my goal? Does this goal feel good? Am I ready for this goal? If spirit was to come and just make your goal into a reality today, are you ready for it? And if you are, then that's great. That's wonderful. And if you're not, That's where you need to start looking, and you need to start going back and taking a look at, okay, what movement do I need to make? What emotion do I need to get through? Because that's what the King of Cups is. It's all about those movements of those emotions and being empathetic and being compassionate, but towards yourself and then towards those around you. So I'm really seeing a lot of that happening, especially of that's how you can bring in those goals and intentions into fruition. You got to do the work within. You got to go within. So now let's see what resources are at your disposal. What lessons, what strengths, what do you have already available to you, or Spirit is this is what you need to start moving towards. So again, collective reading. So for a lot of you, you already have this skill, and this is just a reminder for you. For a lot of you, don't if you've never heard this skill, this is your invitation to start looking into it and start looking of like, oh, that's okay, that's gonna help me. So let's see what resource is at your disposal. What resource is at your disposal? Okay, we got the Queen of Wands, Throne of Determination, the Devil, and the Eight of Wands underneath the deck. So, the Queen of Wands is, like I said, the throne of determination. That is one thing that I love about being human. It's like literally the best way to describe it because it doesn't matter. Like this has nothing to do with your gender, has nothing to do with your race, and that has nothing to do with your ethnicity. It has nothing to do with your educational background. Determination is across the board because it's all about resiliency and it's all about us getting to a place of I need to do this because I need to do it. And the Queen of Wands is that invitation to find that fire in you that's going to keep you determined and keep you going. Be stubborn. It's okay to be stubborn. If your goal is a goal that not a lot of people are believing in you or not a lot of people can see you doing it, no. You stick with your goal. Be determined. You have to stick to your goal. You stick to it. And that is something that you are. It's so funny. It's so funny. I literally just heard this. This is something that spirit loves so much about you. Is the fact that you are stubborn. Is the fact that you are determined and that you're like, no, I'm going to make this happen. And yes, the devil comes up right next to it. Yes, there are challenges with this determination. Yes, there's challenges that come through with this because we live in a society that has multiple layers on top of layer that keeps us from shining, that keeps us really from being in alignment with our true selves. And so, this is an invitation to really take a look at starting to look at your behaviors in your belief system and looking at what are the things that no longer serve you and why are you still doing them? So, for example, again, going back to the relationship, if you are wanting to manifest a relationship, a partner, and you put yourself on dating apps and you keep swiping on the same kind of aesthetic or the same kind of person, like you see a pattern here, like spirits inviting you, like maybe you need to revamp. Maybe dating apps are not your thing. Maybe you need to look at it differently, or maybe you need to change it up because the devil really is about those societal influences that's on us and there's just so many layers there and all of that doesn't help our ego because our ego again our ego is our protector. It's the one that has to come out to protect us when we get hurt. And clearly, the devil is going to hurt you. The addictions of life, the people that are in a very low vibrational energy are going to hurt us, like anything that is related into lowering your vibration, it's always going to be there. None of that's going to go away, but that's why you have to persevere. You have to keep going even when things are hard and even when things get tough. uh, oh, excuse me. And so that's really what I'm seeing with the devil and the Queen of Wands is you have to be able to keep moving even when it gets hard. Keep moving even when you don't feel it's helping. Keep moving even if you're not seeing results. Oh, that's a good one. Keep going even if you don't see the results right away. Because I think, again, with the devil and that addiction mentality, it's also telling me like there's people who love that quick fix, but it's not permanent. Quick fixes are not permanent. And they go away right away because it was a quick. So so keep going even if you're not seeing those results right away. Even if you're not seeing it your goals come into fruition. It doesn't matter. Just keep going, knowing that it's going to happen, knowing that it is, and knowing that as you go with the flow and as you go, because that's what the Eight of Wands is all about. It's that direct action. Let just let it's so funny because you could see like there's a wind around this person, and it just made me think of the movie Pocahontas. For those of you who don't see me very often, I love movie references, so I use them all the time. But in the movie Pocahontas, like follow the wind, like it literally, like that's all you got to do is just sit and let God and let your spirit team and let your ancestors and just let them guide you. That's all you got to do. All you have to do is show up. Show up when it gets messy. Show up when it's hard. Show up. Show up for you. Everything else will fall into place because you are that queen of determination. You are that person who is coming out from the shadows and saying, "No, I'm going to move forward." And it's going to be hard, but you just got to go with the flow, go with the energy. Listen to your gut. If you're somewhere, if you're doing something and it just doesn't feel right, listen to that and then you gotta bounce. It doesn't say you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that it's again, you're listening to your body, you're listening to spirit. Um, and so I'm really seeing a lot of this moving towards the new moon energy and what we need to move forward with. So here's the thing. And a big long and a very brief recap of all of this. With this new moon, I'm really seeing that this new moon is inviting us to take a look at what what are we doing to stop ourselves from being in alignment with the best version of ourselves. What are the behaviors that we're holding on to, or what are the addictions, or what are the expectations that society has put on us, or what is those fears? Oh, okay, it's so funny. I look down at the devil and I see a dollar sign. So again, this is telling me a lot. It has a lot to do with society's expectation of your worth. So, if you've been questioning your worth and your value, this is something that we really need to work through because, again, if you don't feel worthy, if you do not feel worthy, you're not your manifestations and your goals and your intentions don't go into fruition because you have to feel worthy. You have to know that you are worthy of your manifestations. And so I really do see like this as an invitation. This new moon is inviting us to take a look at what are those things that are holding us back from really going into the next phase of of this lunar cycle to manifest and to set intentions. Um, being that determined self, like again, you're the one who has to do the work. You're the one who has to do the work. I I kid you not, the amount of clients I have worked with, the amount of amazing people I've worked with, I always tell them healing is not a one and done. It's a continuously continuing going because we're all growing and we're all expanding. And so it's never ending. And so right now this is the perfect opportunity that if so many things were going so good and all of a sudden like you feel like you're plateaued, that's okay. That's an invitation to take a look and reevaluate and for you to feel like, okay, next phase, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to happen. Um, you just got to go and know that you are being guided and that you are um on the right path, and knowing that if you're not on the right path, that's okay because spirit's going to make sure and do one way or another to get you on the right track. It's going to hurt though. I need to warn you on that. It will hurt, but we just keep moving. We just keep going. Ah, that was so good. All right. So now let's do a little guided meditation to just really help us set those intentions and put those out into the universe using this new moon energy. And and then yeah, we'll be done with the workshop. So for those of you who this is your first time seeing me or have seen it before but need a reminder, I do a lot of visualization during all my meditations. Um, it just helps me because I have a very busy mind and my mind just likes to just one thing after another, and it's like I end up not meditating. So I cannot do a silent meditation like that. For those of you who can, amazing. I'm so proud of you. I That's goals. Hashtag goals. That's where I want to get to. But I'm not there yet. And that's okay. But for those of you who are, that's great. And if for those of you who are not and are like me, welcome. Uh I like to do the visualization of fire because fire is such a I'm a triple fire, so I do everything with fire. So if you are really good at using your imagination, and you're going to imagine that. And if you're not good with your imagination because you like to go into different thoughts, like I do, I invite you to get a candle and take a look at the flame while we do this meditation. So if you need a pause to go get your candle, go for it. Get water, do whatever you got to do, and then we'll dive in and start. So we'll get grounded first, just to bring in the energy grounding us because what I threw a lot at you. And then once we get grounded, I will walk you through it. Your eyes open, eyes closed. That doesn't matter. It just all I need you to do is try to calm your heart and calm your mind just so you can be able to really sit with this intentions that you need to set to be the best version of yourself. So we'll get grounded first. The same as earlier, three, three, and three. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold and release. Another deep breath in. Hold and release. Last one, make it count. Deep breath in. Hold and release. Now, if your eyes are closed, I want you to imagine this beautiful, beautiful bonfire in front of you. If you have your candle in front of you, just take a look at that beautiful flame. I want you to just look at the flickering of the dancing of the flame. Is it strong? Is it warm? Try to feel, is it hot or is it just right? Can you smell the flame? Can you taste the air? I need you to know that this flame is the flame that's inside of you. So if your flame is small, what do you need to add to it? If your flame is roaring and but it's too much and burning those around you, what do you need to take away for a little bit? This is your flame. You can make it however you want. There's no right or wrong way. Now, I want you to imagine that from this flame, the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful butterfly is coming out from the flame, and it's flying towards you. And as this butterfly reaches you, it starts to wrap its wings around you. It grows and expands. And it starts from the top of your head, down your face, your ears, your chin, down your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your chest, your waist, your hips, your thighs, your legs, your toes. This butterfly is just wrapped all around you, and you are wrapped like a cocoon. Now, I want you to imagine that as this butterfly is wrapping itself around you, it is now sucking up your energy that is no longer good for you and not serving you. Any negative energy anywhere in your body. If your head is hurting, your neck, any body parts, anything, just it's sucking all of that negativity out of you. Just imagine all of that negative energy being transmuted. The butterfly's taking it, putting it towards that flame, and that flame transmutes that negative energy into love. Now, as the butterfly is doing its thing, I want you to imagine what your life can look like if everything, all your goals, all your intentions were become into fruition. I want you to look at every little detail of your life, to what you're wearing, how you look, where you live, what you're driving, if you drive, who you're with, all those details, what you're eating. And I want you to take a look at one behavior, one behavior that you can change in order to be this version of yourself. Does this mean drinking more water, active moving your body more? Does this mean meditating more? Does this mean putting yourself out there more to make new friends? What's one thing you can change? And as you're wrapping that up, the butterfly is unwrapping you, going back towards the flame. I want you to just take a moment for yourself. Practice gratitude. Say thank you to the butterfly and the flame. And whenever you're ready, you can look back up or you can open your eyes and welcome back. Mm, that was beautiful. I even felt it. So, the main thing that I really want to emphasize, if you're going to take anything away from this workshop, really take away the fact that you have it in you to do what you got to do to make your dreams come true. You absolutely have it in you. You just got to keep going. Yes, there's going to be challenges. Yes, there's going to be um, moments of doubt. Yes, there's going to be moments where you really do feel like it's not going to happen. But if you keep going, it is. So before I end the workshop, I love to do a little release ritual or a manifestation ritual. This is a manifestation one, so this is what I like to do. Um, I want you to grab a piece of paper and write down everything that came up for you during this reading, or write down whatever it is that you feel like you just need to put out to the universe. If you have your goals, so if when we were doing the meditation and the life I told you to envision, write that down. Write down everything. Write down how you look, write down who you're like, everything that just again, what feels right for you. Just write all that down because this is your petition. This is what you're asking the universe for. This is your intention. These are your goals. And I want you to just put it all in there, write it all out, and then read it to yourself. Don't overthink it. Just write. And then when you read it to yourself, read it out loud to yourself. And then after that, I need you to hand that letter over to God. And the way everyone does handing over looks different. So do whatever feels right for you. I like to use one or all of the four elements. So fire, air, water, earth. You can use the elements, or you can have a God box and put it in your God box. You could put it in your God jar. You could, heck, you could even type it out and email it to yourself or text it. Like it doesn't matter how you hand things over to God. What matters is that you hand it over to God. Because once you hand it over, then that's it. Like I don't want you to think about it. I don't want you to be overwhelmed and start figuring out how you're going to do it. Just trust the process and know that it's going to happen. And so, yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for coming to today's workshop. I hope that this new moon brings you all of what you need to set your goals and dreams into fruition. And don't forget, this is a pay what you can. So if you would like to leave anything, I appreciate it and may it be returned to you 10 times. And with all of that, I am sending you all so much fire and butterflies. And of course, don't forget, don't, I can't even say it. Don't forget, love your now. Bye.